It has nearly been a year since the murder of George Floyd at the hands of then Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. Protests and demonstrations in the wake of Floyd's death were incredibly diverse, including people of all races, but mostly white. But 1 year out, how has America shifted on race and policing? Recent polling conducted in part by the Associated Press found that 77% of black people felt that police violence against the public is extremely serious or very serious. Just 36% of white people felt that way. The same poll found that 90% of black people and just 46% of white people felt that police are more likely to use deadly force against black people. When it comes to officers' treatment in the courts, 72% of black people feel that officers are treated too leniently. Again, just 45% of white people feel that way. Still with us to discuss the racial climate in America post George Floyd is activist Deray Mckesson. So Deray, what do you make of these new polls and changing? I guess that's not longitudinal data, but changing attitudes of Americans.
Yes, I'd say a couple of things. One is that black people are right on all these issues. Like black people are like, is there racism? Yes. Do we need to do something about it? Black people are like, yes, right? So black people have been consistent for all of the polls about racism, about the police. The other thing, and you already noted the disparities, is that there still is a lot of work with regard to having white people just acknowledge the presence of racism. The good news about this poll, though, is that for almost every single change that is polled, people agree across race. Should we tighten up use of force? Should we fire bad officers? Should we think about alternatives to the police? Every single thing, I think, except for one thing that is polled out of a list of like 12, 13 things, across race, people actually agree with the change. And we find that in polling across the country. If you ask people, do they like the police? People say yes, generally. But when you ask people, would you change this? Would you do alternatives? Would you fire bad officers? Would you change use of force? On all of the subsets across race, people actually agree. And that's actually a great thing as an organizer.
So because one of the things about the protests in the summer, it was kind of baffling on some level because George Floyd was not the first person choked to death in the street, right? And so I kept thinking so what's different? Why this one? And there are some particular things to George Floyd's death. There's a cruelty to it. There's a slow motion aspect to it. Him, the life being pressed out of him as people complain about it. But there were cases before it that didn't get that response, and there have been cases after it that also didn't get that response. And so I was worrying about whether or not this was cabin fever racial consciousness, that people were trapped inside, couldn't go to parties, couldn't go to prom, couldn't go to concerts, couldn't go to the movies, and all of a sudden there was a thing that you could do. You could congregate with your friends, and it was honorable to do it. Did you share that kind of apprehension about what is happening here, or was it just? Did you believe that it was just organic and real and sturdy?
Well, I think a lot of that, I think a little bit of everything is probably true. One of the things that happened in 2020 that was a big sea change is I remember the reporters, and this is when we first met, I remember the reporters back in 2014 who believed us sort of, but definitely still believed the police. And by 2020, the police were gloves off. The police were tear gassing reporters. They were firing rubber bullets at reporters. So the coverage changed. All of a sudden, this went from being a thing that black activists really care about to being a national issue. And the coverage made it that way too, which was great. And then you saw, again, people all over the country stand up. I do think the thing that sort of stood out about this video of a murder was that it was seeing was believing for so many people. They were like, no, 9 minutes. A police officer would never put there. And you're like, nope, it happened. And during the middle of the day, no, had to be a violent crime. No, all the things that people said never happened, they happened here. They happened in the middle of the day in Minneapolis. No violence present by George Floyd or anybody around him. And I do think that resonated with people. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to get to this point about, coverage changing, because there also seemed to me that there was a a white liberal grievance that kind of overtook the issue at a certain point. It changed it to a First Amendment issue. You know, there were a lot of white people who were aghast that they could be accosted or harmed in some way or controlled in some way when they wanted to protest. And so the protest became an issue about the right to protest in places like Oregon and Seattle, right? Rather than completely centering black people, black lives, the black struggle to stay alive. And so I worry about that co-option being the reason that the coverage changes rather than the fundamental issue that has not changed, which is that police are still just killing too many black people.
Yeah, I think this is probably like a both and. So I agree with you about the right, but I also think that more than white people's grievances, I honestly think that it was the reporters being the target of it, which is also annoying, that made it change. Like I remember when Ali Velshi got harassed by that police officer. That was a big deal, and I had been on Ali's show a lot. He's great. I think that he had always covered this as somebody who like believed in the issue, and all of a sudden when he gets yanked up, he's like, "Oh, the police really are as well." But this was across news agencies. I mean, it was like the AP, local news reporters. The police were just wild this summer in a way that we've always known them to be wild, but they just always had a little more restraint around the press, and they didn't this time. And I do think that changed. I mean, you look at some of the big news organizations that only tangentially covered these issues before now have whole teams on policing. I mean, that is really, I don't think that would have happened if the police had not been aggressive towards the press too. I don't think that changed just because like the issue was a big issue this summer.
Right. So what are you optimistic about what happens going forward coming out of these protests?
I think that time will tell. We did get some good wins. So use of force laws all across the country changed. That is a good thing. Maryland was the first state to have a police officer bill of rights. It was also the first state to repeal the officer bill of rights this year. That's a good thing. Maryland also has the best ban on no-knock raids in U.S. history, which is incredible. So there are pockets of good work happening. All the legislatures are not closed yet. So, there's still places. Colorado is still passing legislation. New York is still passing legislation. So there are places that we're still doing it. And then you get those harder places, Nevada, Texas, they only pass laws every other year. Like that is not a great thing for us. So I think that we'll see. I am more hopeful that we can do it. Sometimes I get worried that, will it happen or not? But I think that we know all of the pieces. We know the data. We know where it happens. Remember that in 2014, when Mike Brown got killed, there was really no historical data about police violence. The latest data goes back to 2013. So in 2014, we couldn't tell you trends. We couldn't tell you, there was no data. Whereas now we can definitively say the problem looks like this. It is often here. This is how it manifests.
How confident are you that the George Floyd Policing Act will pass?
I don't know if it'll. I think we'll probably get something, and I know that there have been conversations about adding better things to the bill, about tightening it up, about making sure that it does its best possible work. I'm also mindful that the most of the policing juice is actually local and state. So the federal government can incentivize things, can penalize cities, but they can't mandate things around policing across the country, which was a good thing for us under Trump, for sure. But people should be most angry with their mayors, their governors, their city council people, their state legislators. Like that's where the ire should be. But I do think that there's going to be another draft of the bill that becomes public soon, that people are still working on, that will have better pieces in it, that will address things like alternatives to policing, probably. That'll just be a better bill than the one we got so far.
Deray, thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure, my friend.